Hello everyone, good morning. I'm assuming since this is morning yoga, but really obviously you can practice this at any point in time throughout your day. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Emma. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. Make this a full screen for the best quality, and you can adjust the quality in the settings as well if it doesn't automatically go to the best quality. Let's go ahead and lie down onto our backs. You can extend your legs straight, lie down flat on your back. If you prefer, you could bend your knees and let your knees fall in together, or let the knees fall out wide. Wiggle your shoulder blades so they're flat underneath you, so the arms are either sprawled by your side or place your hands on your belly. Close your eyes or pick a spot and softly gaze at that one point. Start to notice how you're showing up this morning, if there's a certain sensation or emotion present. Not judging whatever comes up, just observing for now, not even trying to change it. Not trying to shove it away or push it down. Instead, maybe thinking, what can this sensation or emotion teach me today? Many times we shy away from things that are uncomfortable, things we don't want to feel, or maybe that society has told us are bad to feel, like sadness or anger. So instead of shying away from those things, see if you can even breathe into or lean into anything that arises throughout this practice. And maybe those are good sensations as well, feelings of confidence and strength, ease. It's okay to indulge in those things too. On your next inhale, stretch your arms up overhead, extend your legs. Arch your back, roll out your wrists and your ankles. And then we'll grab opposite elbows, walk your feet over to the right, pick your head up, and then move your head and shoulders over to the right, creating a banana shape with your body. Flex your feet here, so imagine that like if you were standing, your feet would be flexed on the mat. You're breathing down your left side. If you'd like a little more, you can cross left ankle over right, but keep flexing the feet. Shoulder blades are heavy. Start to turn on your Ujjayi breath. We'll walk the feet back through center. Move your head through center and over to the left, and then we'll walk the feet over to the left. Start with just the feet flexed together, squeezing the legs. Firm your glutes, so all the little things that we do standing. And then option to cross right ankle over left ankle. Breathe down your right side. Uncross your feet, walk them back to center, bring your head and shoulders through center, reach your arms overhead, hug both knees into your chest, and then circle the knees away from each other a few times and towards each other. Knees to chest, grab the backs of your legs, bend and straighten your legs a few times, just waking up your hamstrings. Could go both legs at once or one at a time. Bend your knees, rock up and down your spine 3 or 4 times here. Get some momentum, massage out your back. On your last one, you'll take your feet out wide, option to use your hands to help you forward fold standing. So the feet are about the width of the mat, arms can hang heavy, hands to blocks, or my favorite is grabbing the elbows. Bend your knees at least a little bit. As you breathe in, feel your sternum pull forward. As you exhale, fold over your legs. Relax your jaw, your face. Switch the grip and add some movement. A little sway, figure eights with the elbows, shake your head out. Just shifting your body around, finding spaces of resistance or tension. Release your arms, walk your hands off to the right. Great time for blocks or the fingertips. The right knee bent, left leg straight. Left hand on the top of the right foot or grabbing the ankle. Bend your left knee, straighten your right leg, reach your right arm up. Circle out your right wrist. Some big backstroke circles with the right arm. And option to half wrap right arm behind the back. Lean a little bit to your left. Keep your left hand on your right foot. Release your right arm so you're reaching on top and grabbing the left foot or ankle. You can either push into the feet or you can pull the feet. I like to pull, but it might not be accessible for everyone based on the length of your legs and your arms. So that right arm is in front. We'll take eagle arms here. Little bend in the knees, drive yourself all the way up to standing. Left arm is on the bottom, eagle arms, and you start to lean back a bit. Nudge your hips forward, lift your elbows. Unwind your arms, come up to stand, reach both arms up. Grab your right wrist and lean over to your left. Firm your thighs, scoop your tailbone. Come back to center, take your left wrist and lean over to your right. Inhale back to center, exhale, swan dive, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back with your right foot and your left foot to plank pose. Dome your upper back, spread your shoulder blades. Scoop your tailbone towards your heels, lift the back of your skull. Draw clockwise circles with the shoulders over the wrists, start to feel into your finger pads. And then take those circles in the other direction. Drop down to your knees, tabletop. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly, pull your chest forward. Exhale, round your spine, cat pose. Inhale, drop your belly, chest forward. Exhale, round. 2 more on your own. Last one. Neutral spine. Walk your hands a few inches forward. Tuck your toes and find downward facing dog, your first one. Pedal out your legs here. And when you're ready, finding some stillness, knees might remain bent a tad, lift through your outer hips. Relax your neck, lengthen the sides of your body. Lift your heels, squeeze your calf muscles, tippy toes, walk all the way up to the front, each step a little wider than the last, until we are in that nice wide forward fold at the front. Bend your left knee, walk your hands over to the left. Great time to use your blocks. Keep a bend in your left knee right now. Right hand finds the left foot or ankle. Then you shift, bend your right knee, straighten your left leg, reach your left arm up. Lean a little to your right. Circle your left wrist. Big backstroke circles, left arm. Half rep if you did on the other side, leaning a little bit to the right. Keep your right hand where it is. Take your left arm down, reach around, grab your right foot or ankle. Again, you can just place your hands on your feet, or you can kind of pull. Tip your weight slightly forward. The left arm is in front. We'll take eagle arms. Little bend in the knees, drive all the way up to stand. Lift your elbows and lean back a bit. Lighter toes. Release your arms, reach both arms up, inhale. This time, let's grab the right wrist first and lean over to the left. Squeeze your legs. Come back to center, left wrist over to the right. Come back to center, swan dive, fold over your legs. Halfway lift, inhale. Palms down, step back, left foot, then right foot to plank pose. Squeeze your low belly. Shift forward and drop your knees. Lower your chest and chin to the ground, modified chaturanga. Push your hips down, roll your chest forward, cobra pose. Use your back muscles. Lower your forehead back down to the mat. We'll do that again. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. On this last one, cobra or upward facing dog, thighs on or off the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your feet out about the width of your mat. Walk your hands back a few inches, bring your thumbs to touch. Take your left hand, reach for your outer right ankle. If you can't reach, walk your hands back more or put your right hand on a block. Squeeze your legs and bump your hips to the left. Try to pull your chest through to the right. Right palm pushing down and forward, last two. And one. Left thumb meets right thumb, right hand for outer left ankle. Your heels don't have to touch the mat, but if they do, lighten your toes, firm your quadriceps, bump your hips a little to the right. Right thumb meets left thumb. Look forward, step or jump outside of your hands into a yogi squat. Feel free to shift around a little bit here, wiggle side to side. You could circle your neck or your wrists. Try to avoid rounding your back. If you notice that's happening, lift your hips up a little more. Push your knees outwards. Try not to roll to the outer edges of the feet. Keep pushing down with the balls of your feet. Last three. 2. And 1. Hands down, fold forward, wiggle your feet all the way into touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, reach all the way up. Exhale, make 2 fists, cactus bend your arms, lean back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back or jump back. Lower with your exhale, chaturanga with or without your knees. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. And if you're stepping back when you do your vinyasas, just alternate which foot goes first to keep it even. Sometimes we create these patterns without even noticing, always stepping forward or back with the same foot first. Hollow your armpits, pull your bottom ribs in so you're not dumping into the shoulders. Tone your belly. Look forward, step or jump to the front of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, reach up. Exhale, cactus arms, lean back. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Step back or jump back, vinyasa. Inhale up. Exhale, back down dog. Lift your right leg up behind you. Option for the right hand to grab the outside edge of the mat. Bend your right knee, stack your hips. You could stay there or even drop your left forearm down to the ground. Feel free to circle out the right hip a few times. We'll square this off, back up onto both hands, step your right foot to your right thumb. Bend and straighten your legs a few times, bounce your hips. Great time for blocks if you have them. Then we'll pause with the right leg straight or straighter, doesn't have to be perfect. Foot flat or flexed. Really high on your back toes, can you lift your left heel more? Feel your left hip push forward, sternum forward, 3. Press down with the ball of your right foot, 2. And 1. Drop your back knee, reach both arms up, Anjane B. Take an inhale. Exhale, twist open to your right, arms wide or left hand on your right knee. Press down with the top of your left shin bone. Reach your right fingers towards the space behind you. Reach your left arm in front of you if it's not already. Keep the arms wide, unwind your torso back through center. Keep going to the left, spin your left shin behind you and take this to the back of your mat, modified side plank. Left hand to the back of the mat, right toes turned in. Push your hips forward and then lift your right leg with your foot flex. Use your outer hip, outer glute. Bend your knee, use your hamstring, squeeze your heel to your butt. Stay there or right hand reach back and grab. Push your hips forward. Breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Release your right foot to the ground. Right hand down, roll onto your right toes. Find 3-leg downward dog facing the back of your mat, left leg up. Option for the left hand to grab the outer edge of the mat as you bend your knee, stack it up. Feel free to drop down to your right forearm. Circle out your left hip if that feels nice. We'll square this off, back up onto your hands. Step your left foot to your left thumb. Bend and straighten your legs a few times. Relocate your blocks if you need. Pause with your left leg straight or straighter. Same thing you did on the other side. Flat or flexed. Inner thighs pulling towards each other. Take some rounding out of your back. Imagine the sternum pulling forward and the shoulders back. Really high on the back toes. Squeeze your legs. Drop your back knee and reach up. Anjaneyasana B. Inhale. Exhale, twist open to your left. Wide arms or right hand on the knee. If you're going hand to knee, push the knee a little outwards into the hand. Lighten up your left toes. Reach your right arm forward if it's not already. Keep your arms wide. Unwind your torso back to center. Keep going to the right. Spin your right shin behind you. Take this to the front. Modified side plank. So right hand down, you're on the right knee and left foot. Top arm extend. Lift your left leg, foot flexed. Bend your knee, squeeze your glute, your hamstring. Option to reach back to grab your foot like a modified full moon pose. Push your hips forward for 3, 2, and 1. Release your left foot, look down, left hand down, step back, plank pose, and lower chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale, down dog. Lift your right leg up behind you. Keep your hips square. Step your right foot to your right thumb. Bump your left foot slightly to the left and come up to a high lunge crescent warrior. Little bend in the back knee to start as you sink your hips. Lift the hip points and you should feel a really nice stretch on your left hip flexor. Over time, you might straighten your left leg, but don't worry about it too much. Inhale. Exhale, hinge forward and twist this time. The right arm reach back, left arm reach forward. Pull your outer right hip back and pump up your left leg. Reach your hands away from each other. Open this up to the left. Left arm goes on the bottom into eagle arms. Heels in, toes out, goddess squat. You can shift around a little bit side to side here, pushing the knees outwards. You could even drop your forearms parallel to the ground if that feels good. 3, 2, 1. Straight legs, unwind, reach up. To the back of your mat, find a warrior 2. Always feel free to adjust your feet. Never feel stuck where you land. Sink your right hip as much as your left hip and lift your right hand as much as your left hand. Take a breath in, reverse. Exhale to side angle. Start with elbow thigh, and we can work from there. Keep firming down your outer right foot. Option to extend your top arm. If you have more space here, you can bring your left hand to the ground or a block, but don't force it. Push your left knee to the left and squeeze your outer left hip for 3. Belly button back, 2. And 1. Come all the way up through center and around to the front for a twist. Left hand down inside your right foot. Reach your right arm up. Notice if the right knee falls out to the right. Press the ball of your right foot down to hug your knee back to midline. Pump up your left leg. Drop your back knee, half wrap your right arm behind your back, reach your left arm up. Low lunge. Option here to bend the left elbow, hand to the upper back. You might even reach for your fingers like Gomukhasana arms or grab a towel. Feel free to lean back a little more here as long as that feels okay on your shoulders. Take a breath in. And exhale, release your bind. Left hand, right hand down, step back, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale, back, down dog. Lift your left leg up behind you, inhale. Exhale, step to your left thumb, soft. Step right foot to the right, come up high lunge, crescent warrior. Outer hips squeezing in, maybe a deeper bend in your front knee, inhale. Exhale, hinge and twist, left arm reaching back. So this outer left hip pulls back, but the knee goes forward. Almost imagine your left femur bone getting longer. Open up to the right, right arm on the bottom. Goddess squat with eagle arms. Feel free to move or again, drop the forearms parallel to the ground. If you want more challenge, lift your heels up. Breathe, 3, 2, 1, heels down, rise to stand, reach up. Take this to the back, warrior 2. Lift your hip points. Let the rib cage pull together and down. Breath in, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Start elbow thigh, easing into it. Tug your outer right hip back. Extend your top arm. For more, hand to block, hand to mat, without compromising the pose. Try not to hinge your torso forward, lean back like you're trying to block the right thigh. Take this all the way up and around to the front. Right hand down inside your foot. Pay attention to your pelvis, your hips. That'll tell you a lot about your alignment. So if your right hip is sinking way more than your left, you probably need to pump up the right leg, push the hip forward, try to sink your left hip back and down more. Half wrap your left arm behind your back. Drop your right knee. Reach your right arm up. Feel free to stay here or right hand to the upper back. Work your hands towards each other or use a strap or a towel. Gomukhasana arms as you start to lean back. Think about pulling the elbows away from each other. And release. Right hand, left hand to the mat. Step back, vinyasa. Take a breath in. Exhale, complete. One more. Lift your right leg up behind you. Step up to your right thumb. Spin your back foot flat, rise, warrior 1. Eagle wrap your left arm under your right arm, or just long prayer hands, forearms together. Inhale. Exhale, dive inside right leg, humble eagle pose. Right knee to the right, hips to the left, elbows and fingers a little forward for 3. 2. And 1. Release your arms, Skandasana at the back, any arms. You can open the arms, right peace sign finger to the big toe, hands hearts. You can always keep the hands on the mat for a little bit of an assist. Feel the outer seams of the hips tug back, helping to externally rotate your thighs for 3. Low back in, 2. And 1. Flip this around to the back of your mat. Briefly straighten your left leg like that long pyramid pose. Drop your back knee and reach up to low lunge. Grab your right wrist and lean over to your left, facing the back of the mat. Prayer twist. Hook your right elbow outside of your left thigh. Push your left palm down into your right palm. Feel free to stay here. I actually feel a deeper twist with the back knee down, but more of a balance challenge if you would like to tuck your back toes and lift your right knee. So it just kind of depends what you're looking for this morning. There's no right or wrong option. Twist your sternum towards your thumbs, lean your skull back to the right for 3. 2. And 1. Hands down, pyramid pose, regular. 2 straight legs, right toes turn out. Fold over your left leg. Shift your pubic bone a little forward, so your weight, your sternum shifts forward too. Lengthen out through your sides. Breathe for 3. 2. Revolving triangle, right hand mat or block, left arm reaching up. Keep your pelvis as is, left hip drawing back. You want the twist to come from the torso, not the hips. And let the twist start by pushing down into your right hand. So you're not just dumping your torso forward. One more breath. Left hand down, step your right foot to meet your left foot, forward fold. Bend your knees and sit back, Utkatasana. Chair pose, fierce pose. Take your left arm under your right arm again, this time left leg over top your right leg, Garudasana, eagle. You can put the left toes down as a kickstand, sit a little lower and lean your shoulders over your hips. Lift your triceps off your chest, take a breath in. Exhale, drop your elbows towards your top knee, shift your gaze down towards the ground. Keep your gaze on one spot as you start to unravel your legs and your arms, finding a half moon pose. Right hand to the ground, block or floating. Make sure the right toes don't change direction, so they're pointing to the back of the mat. As you press down with the ball of your right foot, you should feel your inner right thigh go forward and the outer thigh wrap back. Flex your left foot. Stay there, or like we did on our knee, you can bend your left knee, reach back and grab your foot. Kick back instead of up for full moon pose, last 3. 2. And 1. Take a slow step back to warrior 2. 1 breath in, reverse. Windmill your hands to the mat. Send your right leg high behind you, still at the back of the mat. Bend your right knee, stack your hips. Stay there, enjoy the stretch, or shift forward and flip it to wild thing. Think side plank on the left leg straight, left shoulder over left wrist. You've got 3, 2, and 1. Slow flip around, pigeon pose, right side, right shin up. I like the right knee a little bit outside the wrist, creating a number 7 with the legs. Take a peek back at your left foot. Make sure your toes point directly back. Once you're there, you can drop down forearms. You're always welcome to take some different hip stretch like figure 4 or Gomukhasana. Here for about 5 breaths. Walk your hands back, tuck your back toes, step back top of a push-up, and lower chaturanga. Facing the back of your mat, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Come up, warrior one, back foot flat. Wrap your right hip slightly forward. Take your right arm, wrap it under your left arm. Inhale, lift elbows. Exhale, dive inside, humble eagle. Swing hips a little right, left knee a little left. Firm up your back leg, that'll help you balance quite a bit. Less grip with the left toes, use the ball of your foot, last 2. And 1, release your arms, Skandasana at the front, any arms. So right knee bending, open arms, big toe, whatever you did on the other side, try the same thing. You want to feel action in your legs here, especially this left quad, this left leg. The more you squeeze, you're helping to protect from overstretching your left hamstring. 3, 2, and we'll flip around to the front. Runner, briefly straighten your right leg like we did in the beginning. Then drop your back knee, come up, low lunge. Grab your left wrist and lean to your right. Feel a little tug back of the right hip, right femur bone. Prayer twist, left elbow outside right thigh, right palm into left palm, push down. Back knee up or down. If prayer hands twist ever doesn't work out, a wide arm twist is a great substitute. Push your knee into your elbow, elbow into your knee, lean your skull back a little to the left for 3, 2, 1, hands down, pyramid. Shorten your stance, angle your back toes out, pubic bone forward, sternum forward. And then as you do that, you almost feel a little bit of freedom in the hips to shift them back into the left. Left hand mat or block, right arm reaching up without moving the hips. Push down with the left hand to start the twist. Make sure the right arm doesn't flop back behind you. You're reaching it up. 3. Squeeze your legs. 2, 1, look down, feet together, forward fold. Bend your knees, sit back, Utkatasana. We'll wrap the right arm under the left arm, right leg over the left leg, eagle pose. You can always put the toes down as a kickstand. I always do this while I'm teaching just because the talking and the demonstrating makes me feel a little bit wobbly. So no shame in that. You're still balancing mostly on your left leg. Those right toes are just helping you out. Take a breath in. Drop your elbows towards your top knee. Shift your gaze down towards the ground. Keep your gaze on that one spot as you slow unravel to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Left hand mat, block, or floating. Make sure the left toes don't change direction. You have to press down with the ball of the foot to feel and engage the inner thigh. Flex your right foot, push your hips to the right side of your mat. Stay there or bend your right knee, reach back and grab your foot. Again, you're kicking back, pushing your hips to the long edge of your mat for 3. Steady breath. 2. 1, slow step back. Warrior 2. Feel free to adjust your feet. 1 breath, reverse. Windmill your hands down, front of the mat, left leg high behind you. 3-leg downward dog. Bend your knee, stack your hips. Stay there or shift forward, right shoulder over your right wrist before you flip into wild thing. Try to land softly, never flopping into the pose. Make sure this left arm isn't just limp. You're reaching, everything done with purpose, with intention. So the arms, the gaze, the transitions, all the spaces in between. Slow, flip this around, find pigeon pose. Take a peek back at your right foot, make sure the toes point back, and then you can drop it down to the forearms if that feels all right. Remember, you can always take an alternative hip opener. Your pelvis should be level, not favoring one hip over the other. You can always put a prop, like a block, underneath your left glute. Start to walk your hands back towards you. Tuck your back toes, step back, top of a push-up, and lower. Inhale up, this is your last one. Exhale, down dog. Look forward, step or jump through to a seated position. Plant your feet flat, and then let's actually parallel the shins with the ground. Find Navasana, boat pose. Push your low back in, lift your sternum. Squeeze your legs together, option to straighten the legs, just 5. Plug your shoulders back, 4. Steady your breath, 3, 2. Slow lower, low back to the ground. Keep your legs floating, shoulder blades floating. Pull the bottom ribs down, belly button down. I shouldn't be able to slide a hand underneath your lower back for 3, 2, 1. Lower and release. Take a big stretch, reach your arms. Hug your knees into your chest, and we'll stretch out those hip flexors. Plant your feet flat, arms by your side, drive your heels down, lift your hips, bridge. Not about how high the hips go. Try to keep knees, hips, shoulders in one line. Don't let the ribs flare out too much. Let those kind of soften down. I want to feel the inner thighs melting downwards. 3, 2, 1. Lower your hips, take a breath. You've got one more back bend. Could be bridge, bridge with a bind, or upward facing bow. If you're going upward bow, you still want to press down on the inner palm, and you want to feel space between your shoulder blades even though it's a back bend. Drive your heels down, lift your hips. So this is something I learned more recently in a workshop. I used to say shoulder blades together, but we do actually want to externally rotate the upper arm bones like we do in down dog. You'll notice it feels a lot better on your neck. Same thing in cobra, fish pose. If you can actually spread the shoulder blades a little bit, you don't get that pinching sensation in the cervical spine, the neck. One more breath. Tuck your chin, slowly lower yourself down and hug your knees into your chest. Happy baby pose. Grab your feet or ankles. Maybe straighten one leg at a time. Keep your right foot in happy baby. Either extend your left leg long, or if that's too intense, put your left foot flat on the mat. Shoulder blades heavy, little tuck of your chin. Release the grip on the foot. Left hand grabbing right knee, take it into a spinal twist. Stretch your right arm out to the right, or option to bend your left knee, reach your right hand down and grab your inner left foot. From here, you could also straighten out the right leg and let the left hand grab the outside of the foot. So it's more of an IT band stretch for the right leg, quad stretch for the left leg. 3. Still gazing to the right. 2. And 1. Rebend your right knee if it's not. Release the grip on your left foot. Come back through center, happy baby pose. Keep your left hand grabbing your left foot, extend your right leg long. If that's too intense, put your right foot flat on the mat. Shoulder blades heavy, especially the right. Release grip on the foot, right hand grabbing left knee, take it over to the right. You can stay there or bend your right knee, reach your left hand down for your inner right foot, and then it might feel nice to straighten the left leg, your right hand grabbing the outer edge of the foot. Still gazing to the left, flex your left toes. You should really feel this in the outer left leg. 3, 2, and 1. Release your right foot if you have it. Rebend your left knee. Bring this back through center. Give your knees a squeeze. If there's any final pose or stretch you'd like to take here, like shoulder stand, waterfall pose, seated forward fold, take a few moments to do those on your own. Feel free to pause this video. There's no rush. Whenever you're ready, we'll start to make our way onto our backs into a final resting shape. The shoulder blades can wiggle flat underneath you. Arms sprawled by your side. Relax your palms and your forearms. Feel the energy start to settle. Release any remaining effort, control, or resistance from your body. Release the control over your breath. Let that just be comfortable. And notice where the mind likes to go in stillness. If it wanders off, somewhere off the corners of your mat, try to come back and notice what you're feeling in your body. Without judging, notice the sensations in your muscles, sensation of your breath. Even just noticing where the thoughts go is part of mindfulness. We'll be here for a few minutes. Total R and R, rest and relaxation, Shavasana. Slowly start to come back. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Take your head side to side. When you're ready, stretch your arms overhead. Point your toes, full body stretch. We'll draw the knees in. Visualize how you can take some of this off of the mat with you. How it could impact your day. And even beyond that, how it could impact other people's days based on how you interact with them, maybe sharing a little bit of peace, introspection, kindness, compassion. Roll to your right or left side, and we'll make our way up to a comfortable seat. Eyes closed or soft gaze. Hands at your heart. Deep breath in. Exhale. Thank you for allowing me to be your guide from my heart to yours. Namaste. Thank you for choosing to practice with me. I know there are lots of options out there, so I really appreciate you choosing my channel. If you like this, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, share this with your family and friends. I'm always open to feedback in the comments. I do read and respond to everything, so let me know what you think. If you want to come on any retreats with me, I lead a women's retreat in Sedona. It is a long weekend, so just a Friday to Monday. That's this May 2025, and then in July, a week-long retreat for anyone in beautiful Costa Rica. All of that information is on my website, which is in the description below. If you're interested in donating to help support my channel, that link is below as well. Donations are always appreciated, but never required. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I will see you back next week.